in this
John.
country. Hello, Oliver.
So we're going to talk about what choices Christians have in elections these days, but the pro-life and all that.
That's right. We say this country that was, as we were talking about, the vocations of the priesthood in our previous video, and the marvellous reputation this country had, which it had a great reputation. We had lots of tourists from the United States here in Ireland. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons I think we had so many was that Dublin was one of the first major city that elected a Jewish Lord Mayor, Briscoe. And it got great publicity worldwide for that because they had been persecuted. He was a member of the Fianna Fáil, and that was a great thing. And we got any amount of tourists. It gained great goodwill at the time. This would have been in the late 50s, because I remember when he was Lord Mayor and the result. Because we weren't sort of living in some kind of dark age, which has been described by governments over the last 20 years as if that period was like that, when it was quite the reverse. It was a golden age. I remember seeing busloads even down in Boyle, County Roscommon, and they'd be waving out at you. Happy as Larry. So here we are. This was the country, but now it has deteriorated. While it might be successful economically with all the internet companies that are here giving employment, and health, pharmaceutical companies, etc. A lot of the Irish manufacturers that were here give a lot of employment. They're gone, a lot of them, and which is a shame, because they gave great employment and hundreds were working in them, and they're gone. So that would be related to the monopoly situation in the grocery trade and that type of thing, and also the monopoly in the drapery trade with the cheap clothes and that in some of these other outlets, the like of Pennies and that type of thing. So drapery stores now are in a lot of towns. There's no drapery store. Not even you might have a boutique for young ladies, but a good general store is a scarce commodity. A lad told me that I bought some clothes from in Kells. Now it's I don't know what it is. I think it's a health place or something. His family wasn't interested in it, and he told me, a traveller come into him and said that there was very few, if any, drapery shops between Sligo and Kells. This was in Kells, so you see the picture. Now what I'm saying about that is, what choice have Catholics in elections in this country? Because we have a secular agenda, the promoters and the people voted for it, to their eternal shame, abortion, and the promoters what they call marriage equality, and that caused problems to the traditional marriage between a man and a woman, and that type of thing. So and now there's a possibility. Some of the socialist parties have suggested euthanasia and assisted suicide, which is in other countries, and causing terrible problems. No matter what sort of restriction to put on it, it has expanded, and now there's a lot of objections to people that are vulnerable being assisted by the state and by doctors to die. And that is no way to treat human beings. They should be, especially people that have disturbed minds or suffer from depression, they shouldn't be allowed by the state to end their lives in that way. They should be helped not for that to happen, to be helped. the like of people that are restored to people perhaps that's sleeping rough on the streets and that they need psychological help and they should be taken off and helped in some way to rehabilitate themselves. There's great in the United States now and here in Dublin too, there's great help. It's offered by the Catholic Church mostly. To help these. So they're doing good work. They don't get much credit for it in the media as far as I know. But they do it. They will get help if we ever get going into Christian TV. So Catholics and Christians, because of the pro-abortion and pro-euthanasia and pro-assisted suicide and other types of evils that most of the political parties support, including Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Labour, and Labour now is decimated compared to what they were because of those policies that pursued. And you have the socialist parties, including Sinn Féin, that promote these things. And so the question is, what choice of pro-life Catholics got in this jurisdiction for to vote for a party? And likewise in the north of Ireland. The Sinn Féin party is considered responsible for introducing abortion into that country by the back door and supporting it nearly up to birth. So this is a very dangerous concept and no Catholic or Christian can vote for parties of that calibre. So the suggestion is, and it has been portrayed in the media and by people in the social media, that there should be parties in the north of Ireland, or 6 counties as I call it. There's no pro-life party per se, except Aintu, which was started by the lad here.
Pater.
Huh?
Was it Pater?
Pater Tobin, yeah. He started it here. And his sister went for election as well, and she did very well. And they might expand because they're pro-life and they have some candidates now in the north. So there's a choice there. But there might be other pro-life people.
Lucinda Creighton, that party, what was the name of that party?
That was Renewa. They're pro-life, yeah. And they've amalgamated, or they were hoping to amalgamated with some other party. There was going to be 3 of them coming together. I think the Irish Freedom Party is one that was supposed, but they are against the EU. So the others are not against it in that way. They want the sort of pro-life agenda that that most Catholics and most Christians and most people actually support. Those that voted for it have regretted it and repented. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, they're not practicing their faith because you need to do that to nourish the soul. Whether it's in the Catholic faith or the Orthodox or some other faith that supports life from conception to natural death, and that should be the agenda. So we suggest, and others have suggested it, that the parties that are pro-life in the Irish Parliament here, there might be maybe 15 or 20 of them. Some of them members of the other parties that are being sidelined because they're pro-life. So that they should come together and have a party, call it a Christian party or something that's pro-life, and give people a choice. Because a lot of people will not vote for these other parties, no matter what, because they're all just pro these policies that kill life. One of the suggestions that I've heard outlined is that doctors and nurses who are supposed to support life should refuse to carry out, not just in this country, but in any country where they're assisting in this abortion industry and in the euthanasia and assisted suicide, and then gender sort of, where a boy now with all this pressure might want to be a girl, and vice versa, a girl wants to be a boy. So all this confusion. Unfortunately, this is a terrible course for any society to embark on. It's barbaric. So we're pleading, and certain other people pro-life people in the north, particularly one of the ones that pro-life up there. She's a very good pro-life person and very successful. That they will be able to have a party that will be pro-life, and maybe more than just one party, that there will be a couple of parties that would be pro-life and support life from conception to natural death by way of abortion, euthanasia, assisted suicide, or any other method that interferes with life. So this is the plea that we're making, that we have no choice at the moment, Catholics and Christians, but we'd like a choice.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you very much, Oliver. Life.